Hello. EVs, are they good, bad or ugly? I'm always very grateful of the nice comments I get from EV owners, as we do share many of the feelings owning an EV, and generally they're pretty positive, certainly 90% of the time. Sometimes some of the non-EV owners say that I'm just a typical EV driver that's got nothing bad to say about them.
The government!
Probably because I am pretty delighted with the Tesla for the last 3 years. Owning one's been one of the best experiences of my life, and I've been driving for over 50 years. But of course, nothing in this world is perfect. So today I thought I'd look at some of the things that aren't so good about EV ownership, the bad and the ugly.
Yes, it's really nice.
Hi folks, my name is Nigel. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you can subscribe and like and share. So starting with the things I don't like about the Tesla Model 3, the bad. There's no rear wiper, and from the 90s, all the cars I had, whether it was a Mondeo, Lagoon, Vectra, always had a rear wiper. But I must confess, it doesn't really fog up or get that dirty. So it's not really a big thing. The Model 3 is much too big. In Europe and UK, it's a big car. It's not in America. At the time I bought it 3 years ago, there was talk of the Model 2, and I thought the rate things go with Tesla, it's not going to be around for years and years, and it's still not here yet if it ever arrives. And there's very, very poor turning circle compared to some of the cars I had in the 70s, 80s and 90s, and I think one of the best was the old Vauxhall HA from the 80s and 70s, and Hillman Imps and Minis turned on a sixpence, and they were really good. But this is designed, the Model 3 is designed for American roads. It's not a hatchback, which means you can get things in the boot. Unfortunately, the back seats do fold down. You get a certain amount in, you can get surfboards in, that sort of thing. Hatchback would be ideal, and if it was smaller. And currently my boot's not working, and I have to physically open it and close it, which I always have to do with all my other cars, so it's no big deal. But I'll take it in to get it repaired, and I'm not expecting there to be any fee for the repair to be made. Going back to when I bought the car, I thought that I would do a YouTube blog about the early experiences of owning an EV, a Tesla. I never thought I'd carry on doing it over 3.5 years later. The reason I do is because when I look at some of the things on YouTube and what people are saying, it makes me want to put out more videos, so there is some sort of balance. Unfortunately, other EV owners are doing the same. Yes, there are people who will wait 30 minutes to charge at a public charger, but the beauty of it with a Tesla, you don't have to, because you've got the Tesla superchargers. And I think I've had to wait once, which was about 5 minutes, where I chatted to some other Tesla drivers, and another time there were only two on the M6, and it was a busy time, and I just went to the next one. And of course, that's very rare for Tesla to only have two superchargers. Normally they're putting in sort of a dozen, 18, 24, 30 and more. You see a lot of YouTube people saying, don't buy an electric car, I've got a letter, don't do this, don't buy it, it's the worst mistake, it's all a con, it's the government. The government. They're talking all this sort of nonsense. I've taken me 2 hours to charge at a slow public charge. But yes, that is true, you can do that, but you really don't have to. And with charging at home and Tesla superchargers, there's never been 2 hours waiting on a journey, never. Probably 15-20 minutes while you're getting a coffee and getting something to eat. So when people say it's 2 hours, yes, it's true, but it's not the whole story. And again, paying 79, 85p kilowatt hour, never paid that. At home I'm paying 9. Some people pay less than that. My cost compared to petrol is 1/8 the cost of petrol. Yes, you can pay 79, you can pay 85, but you really don't have to. See all the videos just highlighting about how expensive they are. It makes me think, well, let's get this in perspective. You know, it takes me a few seconds to plug in at night, and it charges for a fraction of the cost. And yes, at 79p a kilowatt hour, it probably is more expensive in some of the less efficient EVs than petrol or diesel. People often show how long it takes to open the apps, the BP app and the Shell and all these, which is Tesco's have Pod Point, and when you go into Tesco's, you buy something, you present your card or cash, and when you go out to the Pod Point, you have to download the app. Why? It's only another product. Why can't you just use your card to pay? It seems a nonsense, you know. Recently, there's been crocodile tears from people who are sad to see the demise of some of our traditional car makers. The Germans and the Japanese are struggling because they have been trying to rubbish EVs, but now they realise they've got to sell them, and they've been rubbishing them for all these years, and they're charging premium prices. They haven't got the technology, and some of them are going to go. But no one shed a tear when Austin Morris and all those great British companies went to the wall. We still make over 1 million cars, which is quite good. If we fund battery makers and not just say, oh, go somewhere else and no, we're not interested, then what do you expect? I'm waiting for the time to come when everyone says, why do the Chinese, why do they control battery makers? Because they've invested in it. Well, we're investing in oil, they're investing in batteries, and it's not been a secret that we could have been investing in batteries. I mean, it's been around for a little while now. So I said at the start, we'll talk about the good, the bad and the ugly. The good, well, there are so many, but I'll just do 3. Charging at home is fantastic. You plug in, it's incredibly cheap. Superchargers are also fantastic and cheap, and almost half the price of petrol and diesel, depending on the car you drive. Road trips are so easy. I've heard a lot of people say, well, if I'm planning a trip, I haven't got time to plan where I'm going and where I'm going to supercharge. We don't have to, because this is one of the many things that people that rubbish EVs, and Teslas in particular, just don't understand. You tell it where you're going, and it tells you where you're going to have to stop and for how long, and it's all done for you, and every roundabout, every junction, every road. And the number one, I suppose, is just the wonderful driving experience. It's a wonderful car to drive. I love driving it, and I'm certainly not going back. You might say, oh, here comes the advert. Please subscribe and like. That would be fantastic. If you want to use my link, you can get £500 off a new Tesla. If you're in the States, you can get $2,000 on the more expensive ones. Please use the link, and it will take you straight to the Tesla website. Now you say, aha, this is why you're doing it. Yes, I know what you're up to, sunshine. But I would say that if you are looking for a car, let's say you've got a part exchange of, say, £10,000, $10,000, you're looking at about £30,000 with your part exchange. If you've got that sort of money and that's what you want to spend, please use my link. But if you haven't got that, you've got a lot less. The starting prices I've seen recently for Teslas, around about 12,000 euros. I would not be worried if it had done over 100,000 miles, because I know that these cars can do easily 200,000-300,000. I would say buy that. So it's not just a sale for a brand new Tesla. Great, use my link if you can, but I will still recommend a used Tesla from the forecourt. Hope you can subscribe and like. Thanks very much for joining me today. Leave any comments down below. Thanks very much. Take care. See you next time. Bye.